question why things are how they are. And it's like when it comes to healthcare, the high cost of healthcare in America is a fabrication. Healthcare should not be as expensive as it is. The economics of healthcare are not the price that you pay, the price that you are quoted at the doctor's office is a fabrication. And what it is, it's price fixing. It's price fixing on an industry level. All these companies, healthcare companies, come together and agree this is what we're going to charge. Nobody really has a fucking choice. We don't have a say in the matter because healthcare is not really optional, right? We have to have it. And so they charge these prices that are so high, that are so unbelievably high, that nobody could pay them. They're impossible to pay. The only way that we are able to pay to get these costs paid is because of insurance. It's because of health insurance. So the only reason that we have health insurance is to get people able to cover the cost of healthcare, which is fixed. The healthcare industry jacks up these prices. The insurance companies come in and say, hey, these prices are too high. They're too high. You're going to have to buy some insurance. Otherwise, you'll never be able to afford it. But in the first place, it never should have been that high in the first place. It never should have been that high in the first place. So what's happening here is the healthcare industry and the insurance companies are getting together and they're saying, hey, healthcare says we're going to jack up the prices. And then they say to the insurance guys, you guys come in and offer this insurance so that they'll be able to pay it. Because obviously, simple economics, if they charge those prices, nobody would ever be able to pay for healthcare, and everyone would go bankrupt in the middle class because you can't pay $1,000 for like a checkup. The $300 for like a checkup. It's like $300 for an urgent care visit with like a slight to like unclog your ears or some shit. $300. And now we're talking any minor surgery, we're getting into the thousands of dollars. Any sort of like long-term care, like isn't chemotherapy like hundreds of thousands of dollars to treat cancer? So it's like, that's the other thing is that the healthcare industry benefits from a sick, ailing, ill population. And then they're able to collect, because we are their profit base. We are the healthcare industry is not a service industry. It's a corporate entity. It's a corporate group that comes together, sets price. They fix prices. They manipulate their client base, which is the people of the country, to be. They're all involved with like food lobbyists, the sugar companies. They want us to be sick so that they can get money, and they're able to charge these extreme prices because the insurance companies come in and exist. And the insurance companies, they love it too because they get a reason to exist. They shouldn't exist. They only exist because the prices are astronomically high. But so all that is true. Now the problem with the situation is that people, especially like in an older generation, they just accept this. They just say this is the way things are, and if you complain about it, you're some hippie loser. You're somebody who doesn't. You just have to go along with the system and fucking accept it, and just make sure to get your health insurance this year. Make sure to get your coverage. The whole system's a scam. The whole system, we're just getting fucked. We're getting played. I got to get health insurance because I can't pay the doctor costs because the doctors are fixing the prices. That would be like if the grocery stores made you get insurance to buy food because the grocery stores are fixing the food prices. That's not the best example, but it's like that's what's happening is that there is a corporate price fixing on the healthcare on a multi industry scale with the insurance companies, the healthcare industries fixing prices and then since the prices are way too high, nobody would ever pay that shit. they're forcing the insurance companies into existence. And now we have to pay the insurance companies because, oh, how are we going to pay these doctors? Well, why are they so high? Well, those prices are so high so that your doctor can have a lake house instead of living next to a plumber, like he should be doing. These people are artificially creating wealth. That is the name of the game in America. Is how do we get together and use and commandeer the political system, commandeer the financial system, commandeer loopholes and tax codes to artificially create wealth. This is part of what I was saying, is that this is criminal behavior. This is not they're not providing value to earn money. This is not an honest living. This is a scam. This is a scam. And we've got people who are going into debt and just basically being erased from society. They go into debt. They can't pay their bills. They get no credit. Now they can't get an apartment. You can't even get an apartment if you have no credit. They're not going to get a mortgage. They can't get any business loans, all because they got sick and they got fucked by not having insurance. But they shouldn't even have to pay. These prices shouldn't be this high. And so that's when people talk about the healthcare system in America. That's the point they miss. Is you want to talk about everybody should have health insurance. That we should have health insurance for all. That's a treatment of a symptom of an illness. That's not actually a treatment of the illness itself. And trying to get everyone health care just because we have a corrupt system. Fuck that, man. The doctors shouldn't be making that much money. I don't give a fuck. Surgeons shouldn't be making millions of dollars a year. Because it shouldn't be that expensive to have surgery. Back in the day, you used to call the doctor over to your fucking homestead, and he'd come over with a fucking little handbag with a knife in it and chop off your leg. And then you just fucking make him dinner next week or some shit. These guys don't, the value of medicinal care is not what it is being told to us to be. So that's just what I would like everyone, which I know is not going to happen, but I would like the country to wake up to the fact that health insurance itself existing is bullshit. And so not to say everyone should have insurance. No, the prices shouldn't be that high. But there's this cohort of people in this country that they just accept the way things are, and they are the ones that allow it to perpetuate because they look down on people who don't have health insurance. Because, oh, you don't have health insurance, you're making an extra cost to the system. The system is fucking rigged. The system is a lie. But it's like you can't get people to see this shit because they don't want to look. Because they've invested so much of their life into trying to do their best to fit into the system that any sort of movement away from that effort, that vector of their life has been for 50, 60, 70 years, we are in this system. We must do what the system tells us to do. We must go along. We must get this. We must buy a mortgage. We must get insurance. We must do this. We must do all these things that the system tells you to do. And to ask them to look in a different direction, they ain't going to do it. They're just not going to do it. But it's like, I just want, if anybody sees this and anyone listens to this, I just want people to recognize the fact that none of it should be how it is. And that's the problem is the very root. The problem is at the root, not the fucking leaves of the tree, not the insurance bullshits. That's the fucking lie. It's at the bottom where they're saying these prices should be what they are, and they shouldn't. But, the empire's just going to have to fucking implode. Fuck it.